Thoughts, ideas, habits, paradigms. Today we're going to talk about the mind. We all operate with pictures in our mind. We actually have two pictures anytime we want to make something or create something. We start by creating the picture in our mind, and then once that's done, we turn it into physical form and we create it in reality. And it's kind of hard to picture that, but that's exactly how everything is done. You take a look around your room that you're in, and the room will, you could be looking at a TV, you could be looking at a computer, whatever it is. It was a picture in somebody's mind first before it actually became a physical thing and somebody made it. Another good example is to explain that we work in movies, if you want to call it that, is if I say, think of your car, what do you think of? You think of your car, which is a picture of your car. You don't think of the word car, C-A-R. It's the same as if I say, think of your house. You have a picture in your mind of what your house looks like. You don't think of the word house. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if I ask you to think of your mind, what comes in your mind? Nothing. There's no picture. And a lot of people think it's the brain, but it's not the brain. And it was back in about 1930 something that a Dr. Thurman Fleet made what's known as the stick man. And Dr. Fleet was the founder of concept therapy. So he made the stick man so that we'd have a picture that we could refer to when we're thinking about our mind. And if you look at the picture that should be up there now, it divides the big circle, which is the mind, into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. Conscious being the intellectual, the book smart part of your mind, the knowledgeable part of your mind, and the part with reason. And then you look at the subconscious, which is the emotional part. The main two differences between the two is the conscious mind has the ability to reject things or accept things, where the subconscious mind cannot do that. It has to accept anything that you feed to it. Whether it's a lie or whether it's the truth, it has to accept it. So that's a big difference. Now the conscious mind also has senses, which are your see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Good things to have. You go and put your hand on a burner, you want to know you're burning yourself. So something that's definitely necessary. But we're also given faculties or gifts. And these are imagination, intuition, will, memory, reason, and perception. And in today's world, we seem to be using those a lot less and our senses a lot more, which is sad because that means we're working from the outside in rather than the inside out. And that may be a little confusing, but when you think about it, today, especially with the times we're living in, you look at listen to the news, you watch the TV, and it's all negative stuff. And what does that do to you? How does that make you feel? That makes you feel down and you're in a negative mood. So you're letting the outside control you rather than the inside control what's going on in your life. Also, if you look at that picture, when you were babies, everything got dumped into the subconscious mind because the conscious mind basically was there, but it wasn't functioning yet. And so a lot of what we learned is not only environmental, but it's hereditary. That's why we look like some of our relatives. And that goes back, 4 or 5 generations. So that's stuff that was put into there that good willing people thought they were helping us. And in reality, it didn't help us in today's world. Things have changed. We picked up things along the way from the environment side as well. From the TV, the radio when we were a baby and you're listening to this stuff, to right into school. So that doesn't help as well. And the sad part is we have energy that flows into us, and we then take that energy and decide whether it's positive or negative. And at that point, if it's a good thought and we want to build an idea around it, and we'll pass that down into the emotional mind, we get emotional about it, and it flows down into our body, which is our instrument, and then from there it goes out into the results, which is the action. So it's something that is the way we work. Just as if it's a bad idea, you can reject it in the conscious mind. So let me explain though what a paradigm is. And it's basically a mental program that is almost exclusive control over habitual behavior, and most of our behavior is habitual. And a paradigm resides in our subconscious mind. Paradigms are hereditary and environmental. A multitude of habits passed down from generation to generation and learned once we arrive in the world. Paradigms control the way you view yourself, the world, and what opportunity is out there. Paradigms control how you approach change and challenges as well. And paradigms operate exactly the same as autopilot on a plane. Paradigm is the part of your mind that determines how you behave. So to be able to shape the future, you must be willing to change your paradigm. In fact, you will soon become aware that you are constantly living on three distinct planes of being. You are spiritual, you have intellect, and you live in a physical body. The spiritual plane of thoughts is the highest potential. The intellectual plane of ideas is the middle potential, and the physical plane of results is the lowest potential. So go over this again so that you don't miss anything. Try and follow it, because the next week we want to get into your purpose, your visions and your goals, and down into the different things that we're going to study. If you have any questions, Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock I do a live Facebook call, I guess you could call it. And if you want to join me then, you can ask any question you please. Thanks, and have a great day.